nothing matters more than your own sense of balance and your choice of partner. I don't know if many of you have had the opportunity to see Tim dance before tonight, but he definitely has his own style. A little goofy, kind of random. That will continue to make for an entertaining and interesting life for you. Although I must say you definitely have improved since you've taken lessons. Alex, I think you found a great partner in Tim. You are both very ambitious, adventurous, and well-balanced in your own ways, but your personalities complement each other perfectly. I've seen how your relationship has grown from the beginning and strengthened through this past year, and I know that you will be able to handle any obstacle life may throw your way. For the past year and a half, I've had the privilege of living with my best friend. We laughed a lot, cried a little, and surprisingly avoided many major fights, and created some of my favorite memories, including date nights and even celebrating anniversaries, which were all of Tim and Alex's. We learned a lot from each other, but one thing I learned from her is how to be a little more girly, and I also acquired an appreciation for cute shoes. I don't have quite the collection as Alex or the obsession, but I was definitely excited when she picked these cute pink shoes for the wedding. So Tim, I hope you understand that I will have to borrow her from time to time. I'm so happy that I was able to be part of your special day, and I can't wait to see how the rest of your lives together will grow. I wish you both the best in life and love. Congratulations.
So this is very intimidating to have to speak to an audience like this. So bear with me. I did not know how to go about this, so I looked for books on how to give a best man speech, and then browsing results don't exist. But the internet did come through. I hope you don't mind me today. And thanks to my friend Connor giving me a suggestion, I looked up tips on the safe and effective, albeit forgettable, best man speech. Step 1, start with a joke. They didn't have any listed. Step 2, acknowledge the groom, trying to say something witty. Tim, glad you showed up. Step 3, acknowledge the bride, don't try anything humorous. Alex. Step 4, reminisce about a time with the groom. This is probably a story some of you have heard, so if you have, you can just roll your eyes and keep your mouth shut. Tim and I began trying to climb mountains a few years ago, and our lack of experience was made up in our confidence and arrogance. So we got in a little bit over our heads. We tried to climb Crestone Peak, which if anybody's been down there, it is beautiful. It is one of the most magnificent mountains in Colorado. On our way down, we had summited, which was an accomplishment, and it was one of the best times I've had in the outdoors, and I'm very glad I can share it with Tim. There's a statistic, though, that around 80% of all accidents on mountains occur on the descent. We came to a rock rib, I would describe it almost as a peninsula of rocks in a patch of snow. And as we descended, we got down to the tip of this, realizing that if we wanted to continue, we either had to go through the snow or climb up several hundred feet to go around. Being the experienced mountaineers that we were, we decided we would go through the snow, but we would test it first. We took a large rock and threw it down on the snow slope. It quickly bounced and kept going down. So we were prudent enough to test, but we were stupid enough to ignore the results of our test and decided we would descend the snow slope. The key was the fact that Tim started first. Tim headed down first. And this consisted of facing the slope, kicking your feet in as hard as you could, one by one, and stepping down. After he had descended a few meters, I began. And I quickly found that my boots were much softer than Tim's. So even though he had kicked steps for me already, it became a dicey process. Within several feet, I completely lost my footing and began to slide. Now this would not be significant except for it did end in a rather precipitous drop into rocks. With Tim beneath me, and I know this sounds like such a cliche mountain story, but as I started to slide, Tim, without hesitation, kicked his feet in as hard as he could and grabbed me as I was going down. So when I say in a speech, Tim saved my life, it's literal. It's not figurative. It's not saying, oh, he was a good guy in hard times, which he also was. He has literally saved my life. This is something that I am indebted to him. This is something that I appreciate. And that's why it is such an honor for me to be able to be at his wedding, to speak at his wedding, to be beside him as he's getting married. So, step 5. Know that your banana story has likely tired most of the audience. Try to finish strong. Tim, I want you, I hope you appreciate all that you have. And I have no reason to think that you don't. But it's worth saying, I hope you appreciate the wonderful life that you're leading. I'm not military, but I do want to say that your service has gained the respect and admiration of your friends and peers. It is a tremendous act. You have the love and support of a fantastic family that I am lucky to know personally. They have opened up their home and their refrigerator to me many times. And you are very lucky for having a family like that. And most importantly today, now you have the partnership of a wonderful wife. And since I have known Alex for a few years, I will elaborate on what I mean by wonderful. A very humorous, a very intelligent, and I hope I don't go too far to say a very beautiful young woman. Tim, these are the greatest joys in life, and no more could be asked for. Come on.